Testing. Good. Okay, everybody. Sorry about the late review, but there are some reasons why I waited for the Sailor Moon Crystal Act 26 review. One, I was busy with other stuff, but two, I wanted to kind of do it with a little bit of news added to it. So first, let me jump right in. Act 26 picks up right where Act 25 leaves off, and I believe the episode 26 that aired back in July, I believe. I think it was called Completion Nemesis. Well, as you know, from Act 25, Chibiusa got her Mini-Moon transformation, or her Chibi-Moon form, and Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask are heading toward Nemesis. And of course, I'll be sticking mostly to the crystal version of this. Yeah. So, a lot of stuff has happened. I watched it, I rewatched it, but I've also slept since then. So I'm going to try to do what I remember from it. One, we see Neo Queen Serenity wake up. Thank God that's different than the 90s. In the 90s, we didn't see Neo Queen Serenity wake up at all. By this point in the 90s, Chibi Moon, Rini, was still under the control of Wise Man. Because in the 90s we had a lot of filler episodes for the arc, for the R arc, for the Black Moon arc. And it is shown in the manga version and in Crystal that Chibi Moon woke up Neo Queen Serenity. And I love how she wakes up. So that's different in the 90s, but I love how Neo Queen Serenity wakes up. She's basically saying, screw everybody else, because all the other future forms of Mars, Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus are asleep on the tables. So when Neo Queen Serenity wakes up, she's saying, screw everybody else, I'm going to go kiss my husband. So she kisses Tuxedo Mask, or Tuxedo Common if you want to use the Japanese name. And his holographic form disappears when that happens, and he reawakes in his own body. Great. Perfect. And they both come out of the palace. Wonderful. Then Chibi Moon tells Neo Queen Serenity that it's her fault. She didn't protect the planet or her to the best of her ability. And Neo Queen Serenity is saying, you're my only daughter. You are the princess of the Moon Kingdom. Because of all of this, you've gotten more power. You've grown. And it is now up to you to save Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask. So she gives Chibi Moon a baby cutie moon rod, and Chibi Moon teleports to Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask. And with Sailor Moon and Chibi Moon combining their powers, they defeat Wise Man. They defeat Nemesis. And at this point, by the way, I mind you, Diamond and Rubius and all the Black Moon clan are dead. So, Black Moon dead, and stuff. So, they awake, Sailor Moon comes back, the past version. They awaken at the gate, at the time gate, and Neo Queen Serenity gives a new power to the scouts, to the guardians. I believe she makes Jupiter the guardian of strength. Venus, I know she makes the goddess of love, or guardian of love. And Mars, I believe she gives him the power of priest or fire or something. And Mercury, she gives the power of wisdom. Okay, so we know that. So yeah. Again, I watched this and I'm trying to remember from memory. I've slept since then. So they go back to their time, and Chibiusa is getting ready to go back to the 30th century. Oh, real quickly before I say that, Sailor Moon gets to see her future self, Neo Queen Serenity, because they're saying, it won't hurt just to see him just this once. So that's what happens. Yeah, they get to see him, and also Sailor Moon gets the Heart Compact So, and the Spiral Heart Moonrod. Yay! My favorite transformation. Yes! So, that was formed, and it was on her uniform bow because the crystal star brooch shattered, of course. She needs an upgrade. She gets an upgrade every season. So that's a comparison to the 90s. Upgrade every single season. Great. Perfect. Perfecto. So yeah, that's something that they did. When they got back to their time, however, Usagi did not want to see Chibiusa leave because by that time she grew attached to Chibiusa. So while Chibiusa is going to the park to see Mamoru and go home, Usagi tells her she forgets something in her room and she doesn't want to go. Also, I'm going to point out also that when Usagi wakes up in her room, she thinks it's a dream that she fought Nemesis, that she saw her future self, but of course it wasn't because she sees the heart compact. So, yeah, they are waiting in the park for Mamoru to show up, and Mamoru shows up and hands Chibiusa the puppet, tuxedo mask puppet, um, and a rose, and tells her that, this is for you. And so she tells everyone goodbye, and she goes back to the 30th century. Well, here's the difference from the 90s. Right when Usagi and Mamoru are kissing again at the park, Chibiusa comes back. Quick, a quick, a quick return. Whereas in the 90s, she didn't show up again until season 3, toward the end of season 3. So yeah, we got to see her back, and she tells Sailor Moon, Usagi, that her mother, Neo Queen Serenity, wanted her to have this, and she gives her the Spiral Heart Moonrod. And she also gives them a letter saying, "Thank you so much," from the future, of course. "Thank you so much for agreeing to train our daughter in the ways of the Sailor Guardians." Well, they're shocked. So that is where Act 26 leaves off, and it is now confirmed, that we will be getting the third Infinity arc, the Deathbuster arc. We are getting that sometime in 2016, so that is great. That's one reason why I waited to do the review for Act 26 of Sailor Moon Crystal. So yeah, there you go. Again, I will be back. We will be doing the next set, the Infinity arc. We will get to see everybody back, but we do not know when in 2016 when that'll happen. So, yeah. But yeah, there you go. I will keep you posted on the Sailor Moon news. So, yeah, there you go. Bye-bye, Moonies.